Hello again, it's second helpings from Sheffield this afternoon on a day that's already seen Ronnie O'Sullivan safely through into round two. Now there are only 4 remaining berths to be filled in the second round, and we should see one of them claimed by 6 o'clock tonight. Two-time champion Mark Williams will have to scrap hard for one of those. No doubt the family will be watching as he starts 5 frames behind fellow Welshman Matthew Stevens. Older, wiser and better equipped, the Masters champion Shaun Murphy sets out to reclaim the world title he won a decade ago. 10 times women's world champion Rhiannon Evans will be here to reflect on her trailblazing attempt to qualify for the Crucible.
My opponent today is Steph McGovern.
And I'm making it my business to beat him. I wish.
We shall see, Steph McGovern, we shall see. Now, is it possible that it's 15 years that have gone by since that all-Welsh final in the Crucible between Mark Williams and Matthew Stevens? Well, it is, and it was the first of 2 world titles for Williams and the first of 2 defeats in finals for Stevens. And you could say that for Matthew, his history at the Crucible has been a bit hit and miss.
I obviously like playing Ronnie, but I haven't beaten him for so many years. You know what he brings to the table, and you know you've got to be at your best to beat him. For some reason, me and Ding always have the worst matches. I've never beaten him. You know, if you have a good run in tournaments, you know the money can be good. But on the flip side, you know, there's a lot of pressure when you struggle. You know, people slating you and stuff, but you know, that's part and parcel of being a professional sportsman. I love cooking, so MasterChef's my favourite. Songs of Praise, probably. My all-time favourite, I think, is Keen. Heavy metal, can't stand heavy metal, it's just all that noise, it's pathetic. Golf's my favourite, I like watching, you know, the final rounds of the majors. Formula 1, I just find it boring. Good Indian restaurant, yeah, it can't beat a good curry. Probably ravioli. Maths, biology I think, for no reason, I can't think of any others. The Office, that's my favourite, yeah. The Office, the USA, probably. I'm not on Twitter, and I go on Facebook now and again just to be nosy, see what people are doing this back. People saying what they're doing and that, and taking photos of their food, and you know, you go for a meal with all the boys and there's like 10 of us. It's like 9 of them are on the phone like that, it's just winds me up.
Well, Mark Williams overturned a large deficit in the final against Matthew Stevens in 2000, but he is in dire straits here. He started the second session at 2:30 this afternoon, 5 frames behind at 2-7, and Matthew Stevens has started really positively today with the second century of the match, a 1-1-5, and has now leapt to 8-2 in front. Remember, first to 10 goes through, and we're going to join them live in frame 11. These two fought out a memorable final, and so did our commentary team today. 30 years ago, Messrs Steve Davis and Dennis Taylor. Afternoon.
Very good afternoon, Hazel, and a very good afternoon, everyone. You join us as Matthew Stevens continues from where he left off in the first session. He's just missed 1 ball. He missed a brown with his left hand. That's the one there. He's very good with his left hand, but he let Mark Williams in. But a great bit of sportsmanship then happened, because
25.
Mark Williams was in, played a little screw back, nobody seen it, referee didn't see it, nobody in the crowd, we didn't see it, but he felt he touched the white again as it come back, and he declared a foul on himself and walked back to his seat. Not many sports you see that.
No, truly refreshing in snooker. Footballers falling over fresh air left, right and centre.
Well, that's a great effort, and that's the sort of thing that happens when you're playing well. I mean, it looked impossible to get something into play from that position, lots of side, and just nudge that one red out. And that's the run you get when you're playing well.
Yeah.
Just going back to that missed brown with his left hand, Steve, brings me way back to 10 years ago. He would have been a world champion if he hadn't have missed the blue against Sean Murphy. I remember that, and Sean took full advantage and went on to make a great fight back against Mark Williams. I remember it so clearly. He missed the blue with his left hand.
Yeah, and he was much criticised by many so-called experts in the game. But of course, the balance of whether you prefer to play shots with the wrist or if you think you're better left-handed, it's a difficult one, especially if you've got the talent left-handed.
Well, I'll tell you what, he has got the talent left-handed, because it would be a good match between Ronnie O'Sullivan and Matthew Stevens. They're both playing with their left hands.
I don't think these days we'd necessarily criticise Ronnie O'Sullivan for choosing to play left-handed instead of with the wrist, even if he then went on to miss the shot and it cost him.
But I've been so impressed.
What a shot this is.
By Matthew Stevens. Well, he's dropped on that red. That's why Steve said what a shot this is. That's pinpoint accuracy to finish on that red. The only red that was available. And look where he put the cue ball.
36.
Right, he's annihilating one of the informed players in the second half of the season. This is so impressive.
37.
Just turning the clock back, Matthew Stevens. I know it's the first round and there's a long way to go, but when he won the UK Championship, when he really truly fulfilled his potential,
44.
is it possible he could go the distance?
Oh, what a story that would be. Bit unlucky, but he's already 59 in front with 59 on the table. He'd have to pull a terrific pot out if he was to secure this frame with this visit.
Just eyeing up the black to see whether he could perhaps put it safe.
Tell you what, the black's not a bad choice. You could try and pot the black and get back up into the safety zone, and if he didn't pot it, if he puts it safe.
Yeah. I mean, if he played the black thick or erred on the thick side, it could hit the top cushion, hit the bump and roll along the top cushion, but oh, he's got... He wants to make sure he doesn't leave Mark Williams a chance of drawing. Oh, even that way, it's not a bad way to miss it. Especially if it wobbles and goes up a cushion.
45.
Well, a little birdie in Mayor said that's the first black he's missed off the spot. He spotted 43 blacks off the spot, but they weren't that difficult, I don't think.
It wasn't necessarily the same type of shot, really. That was an element of insurance in the shot. Get the pink safe here as well if he wants as well. Just checking on the line to see how it's going to leave the plant. Didn't want to knock the black out, hasn't. Didn't want to go in off, hasn't.
This cue ball's close. Just about okay. But let me just tell you the breaks that Matthew Stevens has made. Second frame he had 111, then he went 57, 96, then he had a 51, then he had 115 in the previous frame. I mean, that is vintage Matthew Stevens. And as ever, Mark Williams comes to the table. You know, he's such a laid-back character. You'd think he was leading 8-2. He's always been like that. What a shot this is. What a shot this is. It was the only position he could leave himself in that he could take the black on.
Eight.
He's going to be a bit close to the cushion after this red, as long as he gets it in, of course.
9.
No hiding place now. He's got to try and win this try and draw the frame here in this visit. He may not get a better chance.
Oh, it's gone just a little too far. And if this one goes up past the green, he might have to take that.
16.
This is an awkward cutback. He'll do well. Very close to the red. Difficult to gauge. Well played. Great shot.
17.
And being a left-hander, he might be able to drop in behind that last red. No, he's going to play for the snooker. Not a bad choice. He can only tie at the moment.
Well,
24.
it's going for the win. It's quite an aggressive way of playing it, really. I think you can make a case for playing for the draw.
Mark Williams, 24.
I don't want to dig him out here. I mean, like, in a way, perhaps the wrong decision. I've dug him out there.
I think the fact that the yellow and brown and green are in good positions for that snooker that he would need to clinch the frame. But I mean, yeah, I thought he could have got over on the red and possibly got on the black and played for a respot. He's not bad at respotted blacks. I remember him winning the Masters against Stephen Hendry on a respotted black.
The thing about it is that if you play for the draw, you don't need snookers. Now he needs snookers. Now he's committed, effectively, to trying to keep on playing the snooker. Yeah, if he gets a better chance at the red, perhaps he will take it, but no, perhaps I'm reading too much into this. You sometimes make some bad decisions from the commentary box, I know that.
Well, Matthew's got one decision to make here. He's going to have a go at this very difficult red. Look where the white is. Oh, close. Might have a bit of a chance of getting a snooker here, though. I think he can come twice across the table and back over behind the black. Just hit it too thick. But Matthew Stevens, 100% concentration here, even though he's leading 8-2. He's not going to take any liberties. Oh, he's flipped the snooker, and as I say, that's holds his hand up, but that's the sort of thing that happens when you're playing well. You always get the run of the ball. When you're struggling, you stick it up. Wow. Wow. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Can he roll this black into the middle pocket? Because he could play the snooker. He's just checking to see So he is rolling in behind the black. No, he had to take the black on. And that would be the end. No use rolling in behind the black. He would have needed 2 snookers. They're still not badly placed for those 2 snookers that he needs. Well, quick glance at the scoreboard. Yeah, he just touches the white and concedes the frame. So what a start from Matthew Stevens. 2 frames played, 2-1. He's just 1 frame away from beating his good friend and getting into the second round.
And with the greatest of respect to Matthew Stevens, who's played very, very well here, given Mark Williams' form in the last 2 months, this just isn't in the script, Stephen.
No, I'm very surprised by this result. I think I didn't see last night's, but I believe the first 4 frames, Mark's highest break was 20. I think his highest break since then is about 60 odd. So yeah, he just hasn't scored enough.
And John, you were commentating, as you said earlier, on this match in that opening session last night. What were your observations about the way Mark was cueing earlier on, and was the damage done at this point?
Well, it was a match that wanted to be grabbed. I mean, both players started off very scrappy opening frame, but then Matthew got into it, made a century break. He just hit the ball better than Mark. He just didn't score. You know, first have a high break at 22 in the opening 4 frames. That's not like Mark Williams. And then after that, there was scrappy frames, and like me and Stephen have played him numerous occasions. He is brilliant at winning those scrappy frames. He just didn't do it last night.
It's worth underlining just how marvellous an 8 weeks that Mark Williams has had. I mean, he's become the world senior champion. He's been in a final. He's been in several major semi-finals, quarter-finals. It's been a brilliant run to get himself back in through automatic qualifying and not having to go through that tortuous process.
Yeah, I was going to say that, because there was a time probably about a month or so ago where he looked like he was going to have to go through the 3-match qualifying. So I think he was really, really pleased to be straight to the Crucible, and he'll be really disappointed to obviously to have achieved that. He's at the Crucible and to play like this, because quietly he wouldn't say it out loud because he's not like that, but quietly he'd have fancied having a good tournament here, I think.
Is there any way back here, John?
Not for me, no. I think the other thing to mention is it was a terrible draw. I mean, of the few qualifiers who come through, yeah, yes. The winner plays O'Sullivan as well. But the two players out of all of them, I probably, if it had been me, I'd had a pick. I'd want to avoid Matthew Stevens and Graham Dott, because I know I'm in for a tough game if they both play properly.
OK, well, we're back in there with the dogs barking in the Winter Gardens here. We've had babies, we've had dogs. It's all go here. Shall we go back to the peace and quiet of the Crucible?
Who let the dogs out? Hazel, I told you to leave those dogs at home. So, Mark Williams, well, he'll be playing for a little bit of pride now. He'll want to show us what he can possibly do. He'll carry on trying as hard as he possibly can. And that's a terrific shot. It really is, to hold for the black. Hard to believe that it's way back in the year 2000 that Mark defeated Matthew in the final of the World Championship. The only time they've played in the World Championship in 16 meetings.
9.
Sort of situation here where Mark Williams probably has his eye on a 147. That's the end of that. Unless he's going to play the cross double. Don't tell me he's playing that. I think
17.
I think that tells the story. He's trying for a 147 here and now.
And if he could achieve that, every chance He could take £30,000 back to South Wales. 20,000 for a maximum break and 10,000 for the highest break. If two players made it, it would be shared. He has made the magical maximum
24.
on 2 occasions, Mark.
25.
Going to need a little bit of luck at some stage. Those 6 reds, 7 with the one above it, very tightly packed still.
That's quite amazing. It's still like a mini triangle there,
32.
intact. Right,
33.
key shot coming up here. Well, having said that, he's got a bit of angle. There's still a loose red to the left of the pink and reds there, as you can see. Just checking to see if there's one available into the middle. The one that we mentioned available to the middle and the corner.
.147 breaks these days is a rolling prize
40.
money. Goes on from tournament to tournament. Gone are the days of £147,000 for one. Insurance premiums were going through the roof.
Oh, he might just
got
be
into
able to take it up into the corner
It's
here.
perfect, other than the fact the red went
48.
to the side cushion.
Get in. It's there.
49.
Yeah, you mentioned there, Steve, about days gone by. Gentleman sitting in the studio, Mr. Hendry, got a motor car
56.
worth £180,000 for making a maximum break here. From the old company Sweater Shop, who used to be around, no longer in business, and
57.
no longer is there a chance of that magical maximum. But not sure what he said there.
Get that shot like the dog that was barking in the winter garden.
63.
Really would have been disappointed with that. Make sure he wins a frame, and he hasn't done that. And a chance now for Matthew Stevens to make a counter-attack. Only one red safe. I would expect Matthew Stevens to get very close to clearing these, at least to that last red.
1.
Opening shot wasn't a good starter.
6.
You'd expect him to keep position here.
Yeah. 7.
Yeah, Mark was on the possible maximum, and then, as Steve said, he played a shot that put him completely out of position. He just got into that too much. It was a straightforward stun shot and got too much bottom on it.
He might have potted it a bit thick into the pocket, but even so, way out. You see, Stevens separates the two reds. They weren't unpottable, but
14.
could,
15.
if he so chose, risk trying to knock the red off the side cushion and retain position at some stage. Certainly until leaving it to the last red, last ball. Wouldn't be so ideal
22.
off of a red, but it would have been okay off the black.
He hadn't quite got the angle. He probably would have played your shot, Steve, but it was just a little straighter than he needed.
23.
He is right-handed, and if he elects not to move that red, he could drop in behind it, but you would go for the choice of bringing it into play.
That's not ideal. Is it a big bounce off the cushion, or just did he
29.
overhit it?
I think the way he held his hand up, it was a big bounce off the cushion there. He's going to bring that extension of his out. One of the first players to use an extension, and I'll tell you what, it's... How old is that extension? Could do with a little coat of varnish, that one.
Yeah, it's the other thing that Matthew Stevens does. He's prepared to have a longer bridge in preference to the rest. Obviously doesn't like to use the rest.
30.
It's an excellent shot. He's now sacrificed the chance of knocking that red out into open play and guaranteeing himself on another red, so effectively leaving it to the last ball.
Might possibly be able to do it.
If he got the right angle, yeah, he could do it off the wrist red, obviously. He risks
57.
leaving the cue ball on the cushion.
That wasn't quite the angle. So the key shot coming up black and try and knock that red over the middle pocket.
Problem with this shot is you don't want to knock it past the middle pocket, let alone getting the line right.
It'll have to go past the blue because the yellow will be blocking the path, I would feel, for the corner. It's quite a thin one. He's looking at the angle. It will automatically come back up the table. But what a thin cut this is.
If he does cut it in, there's a chance he might collide with the green. I don't think he can avoid changing the line of the white ball, so...
That's a terrific shot. It really is. I mean,
46.
Matthew's playing as well as any player so far in this year's Betfred World Championship. Neil Robertson had 3 century breaks in the 90, but I'll tell you what, this Welshman has been a delight to watch here.
Well, this could be shake hands time here.
Could have done with just coming back another few inches there. Might have to play this with a trace of left-hand side. He
58.
played that pretty well. This is the key shot, brown to blue. This could clinch him the match if he gets position on the blue.
He only needs the pink.
Well, what a way to finish the match.
67.
Mark Williams was on a possible maximum break. The break ended at 63, and he's had to sit and watch his good friend Matthew Stevens come right back and clinch the match. What a performance from Matthew Stevens. Mark Williams congratulates his best mate. It didn't happen for Mark, but Matthew, take nothing away from him. He was superb here, and he runs out a very comfortable winner, 10 frames to 2.
It's in his 15th appearance here, and of course he didn't qualify to get to the Crucible last year, so it's been 2 years since we saw Matthew Stevens here, and that, John, is quite a comeback.
Very impressive. The way he hit the ball, superbly well, finished off the match brilliantly. There's nothing like making clearances and winning frames you shouldn't win. And aside from the fact his confidence will be buoyed with the 10-2 scoreline, it's finishing off the match the way he did as well.
He did indeed, and of course, for all the world, looked like Mark was going for a 147 earlier in that one.
Yeah, I think he knew he was getting beat. He was pinching an extra 30 grand, which would be nice, but he'll be disappointed with that. I mean, that's a hammer in 10-2.
It is indeed, but it's a great win for Matthew Stevens. In fact, it's his first win since he appeared in the semi-finals here in 2012. Let's get his reaction. He's with Rob now.
Matthew, many congratulations. A very comprehensive win in the end.
Yeah, most unexpected, really. You know, Mark's beaten me. I think I've beaten him since 2003, but I didn't really say that too much before I played him. I was just trying to keep that out of my head. But you know, I felt really comfortable out there, which is great. You know, I missed out last year, which was very disappointing. And you know, to beat Mark, even 10-9, 10, whatever score, but to win 10-2 was, you know. It's beyond my wildest dreams, really.
Well, especially after the season he'd had and how hard he'd worked to get back into the world's top 16. At times, you looked exactly what you are, two fantastic mates. You could have been in your local pub. How difficult is it to be clinical when you're playing someone who you know so well and who you like so much?
Yeah, it's not nice. You know, we've grown up with each other, you know, since the age of 10, 11. You know, it's like, got 27, 28 years. So, you know, we're like brothers, really. And yes, it's hard, but you know, we're both professionals. You know, we've got to try and do a job out there, and you know, luckily for me, you know, it was my turn today. You know, I've a little bit of revenge from 15 years ago, but I'm sure you wouldn't swap that one.
It's been a tough season for you, so fantastic to get into the second round. And when you look back down the lists of what you've achieved here, it's staggering. 2 finals, 4 semis, a hatful of quarters. Why do you always tend to find your best at this fantastic venue?
I don't know. I just love the venue. I feel at home here. You know, obviously I have a lot of success here. You know, won a lot of matches, but obviously a lot of disappointments as well. You know, from being ahead, which is going through my head today, or last night as well. But I felt totally different today. I felt as if I was in control, and you know, that might be a sign of good things.
Well, Ronnie next, it doesn't come any bigger. How much confidence will you take into that match from the fact that you beat him on home turf in Cardiff at the Welsh Open?
Oh, listen, that's got no bearing on the match whatsoever. You know, it was the best of 7. I don't think Ronnie was in the right frame of mind that week, which helped me, obviously. But I'm sure he will be come the weekend whenever we play. But, you know, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm second favourite. I'm not expected to win, but who knows, you know, if I can play well, then hopefully I'll give him a good game.
Well, it'll be a cracking way for the match to start on Saturday night. Enjoy the victory, Matthew. Hard earned.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, well played. He does tend to play well here when he's here, of course. At 2 finals, 4 other semi-finals, and the last of those was indeed the last time he actually won a match here in 2012. He's talked about beating Ronnie at the Welsh Open, but you know, when you look through his season, quarter-finals of Australia, the last 32 at the Welsh, and the last 16 at the Welsh, and the last 32 at the UK Championship. It's not been a brilliant season for Matthew, has it?
No, it's been a poor season, but his whole career has been like that. It's been sort of blighted by like months in the wilderness and then coming back and having good results in sort of little clusters. I can't wait to see his match for Ronnie, because he's capable of beating Ronnie if Ronnie's not on it.
Do you think so?
He's certainly going to give him a game. I think Matthew's done reasonably well with Ronnie in the past. They've had some great games together. I do remember him beating him in the UK, I think, one year. Matthew played fantastic to beat him. So, listen, the way he's hitting the ball, he'll be happy with his form. His confidence will be high after that result. Why shouldn't he have a chance?
Indeed. All right. Well, we'll look forward to that one on Saturday. It should be a cracker. Well, once again, it's great to see Scandinavia represented at the Crucible. We've had Kurt Mafflin representing Norway, and today it's the turn of Robin Hull for Finland. He's up against the reigning Masters champion, Sean Murphy. Now, Robin's story is a fascinating one. He's been a pro for 23 years. He dropped off the circuit with health issues, including an irregular heartbeat some years ago, but he came back. He made it to the Crucible last year, and 2 in a row, he's back once again.
I love the way Sean plays. Plays an open game, you know, extremely good. You know, it's yeah, I like it.
He's a great player, good scorer. Good safety player, not frightened to go for his shots, plays all the right shots, and that makes him a difficult opponent to play against.
When I started playing snooker, there was one full-size table in the country, and my dad saw an advertisement in the paper. He used to play, you know, when he was a youngster, and that sort of came over, sort of father-son sort of thing.
When I lost 6-1 to Selby in the semis of the Masters a year ago, I just thought, you know what, I've had it. I'll go and get myself a nice, tidy 9-to-5 job, play a few golf days, no stress. Nothing will hurt this much. All I was getting was negatives and bad results. And I reached the bottom of my well. You know, as a 9-year-old boy, this is where I came and fell in love with snooker. It was in this building where that fascination and love for the sport got me. I come back here as a 32-year-old, but really, I'm still that little kid, full of wonder and awe for the sport that I'll be involved with till I die.
Or any of the players here, I'd be more than happy just to play them heads up in a club without no one watching, but to actually come here and do it, you know, it's great. Nothing good has come out of this place yet, so hopefully this time, third time lucky. Aspiring to be the best player here, end of, you know. On paper I'm not, end of. The worst thing you can come out of here is, you know, losing the match, you know, which is, in the context of the tournament, is the worst thing, but in life it is, you know, pretty much nothing.
My form's good. I've been playing very well since the Masters. My preparation for this championship has probably been the best it's ever been. I've really worked hard on all aspects of my game, and like I say, I can't wait to start.
Well, they're underway. It's Robin's second appearance in succession, and by chance, the second year in a row he's been drawn to face the reigning Masters champion. Last year it was Ronnie in round one, now it's the in-form Sean. And indeed, in-form was the word, because Murphy started very, very briskly indeed with a 97. Hull made a 47 contribution in frame two, but Sean nicked that one. So we're going to rejoin them live now as we get into the arena, and I believe it's Terry Griffiths and John Virgo on duty here. Afternoon, guys.
Afternoon, Hazel, and you join us at a pivotal moment in this frame. As you mentioned, Robin Hull lost the second frame, having made a break of 47. He was in first in this one with a break of 39.
No.
But looks like Sean's going to steal this one as well. I was going to say
13.
Looks a formality, just blue and pink needed now, but he played for the blue in the middle, not the corner. And maybe that's why he missed it. He played a
13.
very poor positional shot off the brown, so this frame isn't over yet. Both players need blue and pink. Didn't expect him to miss it, but as I say, he didn't play for it in the corner. Maybe he should have given it an extra thought or two before he got down and played it. And there is a double on here. Will Robin be tempted? He was. How about a treble? Oh, well, that's the problem we always say in professional snooker. You don't play doubles because the reason you try to avoid them, if they don't go in, you don't know where they're going to finish, and he's left this blue on. It's cuttable.
Yes, it's easy enough to say it's the wrong shot after he's played it, but of course if he'd have made it and cleared up, he won't be saying that. No.
5.
2 points in front, just needs the pink. He's got it, you know.
Sean Murphy.
He's nicked the last 2 frames, and Sean Murphy goes 3-0 in front. Well, John, it's 3-0, but it doesn't actually reflect on the play, does it?
No, but having said that, Robin Hull has had decent chances. He made a 47 break in frame 2, but run out of position, and Sean potted some great balls in that frame to steal it, and of course that one. And I wasn't saying that the double was the wrong shot, it's just that the problem is with that double, if it doesn't go in, you're never certain where it's going to finish. So Robin Holm will be a bit disgruntled to have no frames next to his name, but that's the game.
Yeah, so against Sean Murphy, the type of phone, he used the double look, which he didn't get very close to, and a bit unlucky to catch that knuckle. But against Sean Murphy, you like all the top players, he tries to bully you. And sometimes you can go in a defensive frame of mind out there because he's bullying you. And I'm not saying you're turning shots down, it's just you don't feel as if you're playing aggressive enough against him.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anyway, they've now got the arena to themselves as the
Frame 4,
match on the
Robin
other
Holm to
side
break.
has finished, so the wall up. This can make the Crucible Theatre a little bit different. There you see, darkness on the right hand side and that light on the left. And when the wall's there, of course, you're looking into the wall as a background, but sometimes, you know, looking over at the back doesn't really affect you if you're concentrating and you're playing well, but if you're just looking for an excuse or two why you're not playing well, then it can be a little bit off-putting. Sean having a look at the potting angle. I think he can get through to this red.
Oof. They're almost certain he's going to go in with Sean Murphy's long pot in as good as anything in the game, if not better. It could be the best. Now, what you're saying there about the wall coming up, John, I mean, when I was playing and that happened, I used to go over onto the other table and sort of make myself feel I'm in that sort of environment over that side of the... Because it can be off-putting, as you said.
Yeah, well, it's a completely different venue. I mean, OK, when it's one table situation, everything's in all sort of balanced lighting, if you like. But Sean's used to this situation, and he's played a nice little cannon there. Pot the black, play on the red just to the right of the black.
Has somebody got the radio on? It doesn't sound like an earpiece. Can you turn it down, please? Or turn it off.
Referee asking somebody's got a radio on.
Now getting rid of this red makes the black available into both corner pockets. This
14.
is where the top players usually score so heavily when the black's available like this.
15. $22.
When Murphy gets a run going, he makes you feel, his opponent feel like a passenger. And he's driving.
23.
He's just got that attitude about him around the table. He's got a very positive walk even when he goes round. His cue action superb.
Yeah, we noticed a new bit of attire. How about them for a pair of St. Louis? That's
29.
rhyming slang, by the way. St. Louis Blues shoes. Very dapper.
Just give a second, please.
I wouldn't wear shoes like that, you see, Terry, because I've got big feet a size 12, and the last thing I want to do is bring attention to my feet.
What do they be, John? 20 quid or something?
Yeah.
Or more like 200, is it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, there'd be more than that. Beautiful, aren't they?
Do they make you play better, I want to know?
Well, there you go. And they look new, but, you know, normally you wouldn't come out wearing new shoes. I think that was a problem with Ronnie O'Sullivan yesterday. He'd come out with new shoes and they were just pinching his toe.
35. 36.
Now a choice here. I think it's the black off the top cushion and play the cannon into the reds. Always need a bit of luck. And he'll settle for that. He's got a red to continue with. That's all you hope for.
Of course, Judd Trump's the man on the circuit now with the shoes, and he got a few special pairs, and we haven't seen him in action yet, but I'm not sure if he's on tonight or tomorrow. Playing Stuart Carrington, and of course, Joe Johnson, it was in '86, wasn't it? He was the man with the shoes.
Yeah.
Great performance, Joe Johnson. Got to the final, of course, in '87 as well.
44.
Well, the year that he won it, I remember when he played you, and you were 12-9 in front, was it?
No, I was 12-9 behind, and I came back to 12 all. No, I was 12-7 down, I think, and I came back to 12 all. I think it wasn't. Anyway, he played superb against me, deserved, and he played superb against Tony Knowles in the semi, and of course Steve Davis in the final. Really was an incredible performance from Joe Johnson.
Well, I'm not doubting your memory, but I thought you were leading 12-9 and he reeled forward.
I was 9-7 down, that's right, and I went to 12-9. You are right, John. And I missed one ball and I didn't see him again.
Yeah.
$52.
It's one of those, John, you've got no excuses, but I was still devastated, like we all are when we lose, especially in the Crucible.
What's worrying, Terry, is I remember it better than you. But he won't be happy with that, Sean. Now, whether he felt as though he got a big bounce off the top cushion, I don't know, but he's not certainly on the red he played on. Did it come off quick? Maybe a little bit. I think he's still got a chance of a pot here, but this is not the red he played for. And he's missed it.
59. Sean Murphy.
Yeah, so he walks back to his seat disappointed there. As I say, that wasn't the one he played for. So Rod Hull, who's had a couple of frames stolen off him, can he repeat the dose?
One.
He's got to find something, John, because he's had quite a few chances in this match so far, and he's got to dig deep now, although this is a very clear-cut opportunity. Just the pressure he'd be feeling from losing the last two frames could affect him. I hope it doesn't, because he's a good player, and we like to see a good match, and at the moment, Sean Murphy's all over him like a rash.
9.
Didn't mean to kiss the pink.
16.
That was, well, poor shot, really. He should have been trying to nudge those two reds in the middle of the table, if anything. But that's what gets you when you've not got a frame on the board. We always say you don't settle. And there's a perfect example. Good chance, squandered.
He mishit that, didn't
16.
he? His timing was bad on that shot, and he'll know that, and that's hurtful. They say that most frames are lost, not won, and you see an instance of that here today. He's still in this frame, Robin Hull, of course. Hello.
Where's the cue ball going?
Foul.
Oh, well, he's gone in off. I
Robin
mean, that
Hull,
was a
4.
very attacking shot to take on. I mean, it wouldn't have been my choice with a 39-point lead, to be honest with you. I think I could have found an answer to that problem. And not only has he left it, of course, there's a red in the baulk end. And the cue ball's gone into baulk. It could be a little easier. But the only advantage with this, if you pot the red, bound to be on a colour. Just drop it in.
One.
Now surely he's on the brown. And now another chance to steal the frame.
Yes, it's a great chance, but I've got to ask how he's feeling inside. You know, only he knows that, but it's not a matter of how good you are in this game, it's how good you are when your stomach's churning out there and your arm doesn't seem part of the cue action.
Six.
Drop nicely on the blue.
$11. $12. $19. $20.
So, nicely on the last red. Colours on the spots, well,
26.
apart from the yellow, which was near enough to its spot. What a chance. 13 points behind still.
27.
Just wrong side of the blue, but shouldn't cause a problem. In fact, the yellow not being on its spot then makes it a little bit easier. He doesn't have to screw it back too much to get position on the green. Straight on the yellow would be ideal. And just screw back 3 or 4
32.
inches. Cued it
34.
nicely. And
Well, we can have one of those frames by the look of it. Could be all the reds up the top side of the table past the line of the blue spot. We've seen that a few times.
Yeah, you'd say at the moment that Sean has the slight advantage because he can keep leaving this cue ball tight to the top cushion. Well, he's just not got it tight to the top cushion there. He'll be a bit disappointed with that. That just gives the chance for his opponent to dig down on this cue ball and get it back to the top cushion. Gives him options, which when you're tight to the cushion, you haven't got.
Container. Radio off, please.
I think somebody making a noise in the audience. He says radio off. That's the second time the referees had to ask for a radio to go off. It may be a telephone, mind.
Yeah, some of the ringtones they have today, you don't know whether it's a phone or what's happening. But he tried to get back, but he's not got tight, and there's a possibility of this red to the left middle. It may tempt Sean. I don't know if it goes to the far corner. It was the far corner, and then it went, and he didn't have to do much with the cue ball to finish on the pink. And when the reds are spread like this, to be first in, what an opportunity.
Seven. Eight.
Oh, this could go wrong.
He caught the bump of the middle pocket, didn't it? Just took the pace
14.
out of the cue ball.
Looking down there, John, there were 6 reds you could have got on down that side of the table. It's amazing. What do you say when that happens?
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. No, of all the places in the world, I meant.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Is he looking at the plant? Not one red onto the other. You can see the distance between the two balls. It'd be very risky to take on. You just have to weigh up the percentages here. And it's not as if it's in a direct line either. Risky this. But worth the risk now.
15.
Well played.
Is he on the green, though? I don't think he is. Oh, he's having another look. Can you get past that brown? Problem is it's awkward bridging with those 2 reds near the centre pocket as well, so it looks like a blue.
Yeah, and the way the reds are, he's got to be careful. He needs one good pot. Oh, solid. Solid. And now back in prime position. Frame winning chance.
20.
But he's had to overcome a couple of little obstacles. But now it all looks set fair once again.
Well, one of the problems he obviously faces that he's not used to making breaks down that side of the table with the bar colours and things. Of course, the scoreboard doesn't tick
21.
over so quickly. He's not on pink and black. But if he keeps good position, no reason why he can't go on and win this frame from here. Don't forget he's only 21 points in front, so a long way to go before he's safe. Sean probably be thinking it's a little bit awkward, and Robin Hull will be thinking he's guaranteed to clear up here.
24.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice little nudge. When he potted the green, he nudged that red, which I don't think would have potted
25.
a couple of moments ago, but it now goes in between the green and brown.
Made sure then he knew
29.
if he cannon that red, he'd have it on in the centre and this one in the corner.
30.
And you can see this is not straightforward. Look, you can see he's struggling a little bit. And I'm telling you, the reason being is that they're not used to being... It's like asking somebody, excuse me, can you drive the car from the boot?
Trying to lay on one of these reds. No, and he's played it nicely. It seems once or twice when he's played these
34.
little stun shots that he's just not getting the action off the cue ball that you'd normally expect. But he's played that nicely.
35.
Now, there are reds up the other end of the table. I think he's maybe too thin on this black to play a little cannon to the 3 reds, so you just have to play for that red on the balk line, I feel.
$42. 43. $47.
This is the last of the easy reds, so he's going to be looking for a nice angle here on the colour.
48.
In an ideal world, he'd like to be on the pinks. He just nudged those 3 reds open, but he's not perfect for that. He might have to stun across and play for the red near the top cushion here. That's what he played. Now, as long as he's not straight, if he's straight, it's not good. Has he got a slight angle?
54.
Not much of one. Oh, but made it. Good shot. So he's looking for this black now and one more red. He's gone for the cannon and it could have worked out better. 62 ahead, 67 remaining. Pot the red, goes 63 ahead. 59 remaining, but this isn't a certainty. He'll play the red to the far left corner, but it's tricky.
$62.
It's not there. It was tricky. It was a little unlucky, but you always need a bit of luck when you go into the balls. But it's not a bad lead. And there's only one red at this end of the table. 62 in front, 67 remaining. So, uphill task now for Robin.
Good attempt. It's a big ask.
Yeah, he's desperately trying to get all these pots and get on the black. It's been a tough afternoon so far for the man from Finland.
Think of the mindset of the 2 players now, and after Sean Murphy missed that chance when the balls were wide open, he'd be thinking, well, I should have made more of that than won the frame. And Robin Hurst probably thinking, well, I don't fancy clearing up here. I mean, that's just how it is when you're in these situations out there. And 5-1 behind against one of the best players in the world. It's not easy to think on in the positive side, but got to do that. Doesn't lose his skill out there. He just he's allowing the scoreboard to dictate his thoughts at the moment. Robin Hart. Chance here though.
That was a good pot. Obviously, he was bound to be on the black. He doesn't have to take all blacks. He's got a few points to play with, but the way the reds are, it's going to be one heck of a clearance, this. Now, he's okay as long as he's on this red and he can pot it without running into the black. If he runs into the black, he could lose position. But I think he's just about okay. No, he didn't think he could miss the black. Played the cannon, played it nicely. Now, there's merit here in playing this black and trying to cannon that red that's near the left-hand cushion, near the brown. Yes, because he always knew there's a chance of being on the red to the right middle. Played that well. So let's have a look at the scoreboard now. He's 46 points behind, 51 remaining, and that's what he's checking. If he pot it, well, he could go red-green. Yeah. He's got points to play with here. It's not... He'd have to get high-valued colours off the last couple of reds, but couldn't play for a high-value colour here, so could play for the green. Well, he's decided to play for the blue,
17.
Give him a bit more room for manoeuvre. But of course, the thing is with playing for the blue, he's having this cue ball now travelling up and down the table. So he's got to judge the pace of this shot to be nicely on the red. Could even play, well, I don't know what he's played there, but he's caught the bump in the middle pocket, which has not helped. He'll have to play safe now.
22.
40 points behind, 43 remaining.
I'm not sure if he tried to bring the brown into play then. He would have needed it, obviously, to... But he looked if he'd overhit that shot anyway, even if he'd gone past the brown.
22. Robin Hull.
Not a bad finish, though, in all honesty. He certainly left a good safety. I don't know whether Sean snookered on both reds. No, he can obviously just get past the pink. That's a good shot. That's probably as good a safety shot as he's played in the match so far. Excellent.
So was that a good shot? Nice played. Still in this frame, it'd be a big lift for Robin Hull if he could pinch this frame.
Decision time for Sean. I think he can just clip the red that's near the brown, but I'd rather come off the cushion and play the other red, to be honest with you. That red near the brown would suit me fine. Just means if Robin did get a chance, then it wouldn't be an easy clearance. And coming off the side cushion and hitting the red that's in the open wouldn't be such a great difficulty, you wouldn't have thought. But he's going to clip the one near the brown. It just brings the red into play.
That was a tremendous shot. I could see the shot he was playing in the end, John, but because of the backswing he had, you know, he was going to hit it with pace. That was a very clever safety shot.
Well, yes, but it won't be that clever if Robin Owen was to knock this long red in.
No, but he should have hit the... Well, I heard what you said, you know, you could hit that red and the other one would still be safe, but of course he could have left that red on as well, but there's always choices out there and you don't always make the right ones, especially under pressure. Mind isn't so clear. Good try.
Needs a bit of luck. And he may have had it. Well, I'm looking and I think Sean can just get past the black. And it's only the red he needs. It's not there. So Robin Hull gets, you could say, probably his last chance now. 40 behind, 43 remaining. Off these two reds, he could afford a black and a blue.
One.
It's okay. Nice angle on the black here. And as I say, after the black, off the last red, he can afford to take the blue. That would put him 26 points behind with 27 remaining on the colours.
Eight. Nine.
Well, you think if the brown was on its spot, I'd really fancy Robin winning the frame at this visit. The brown not being on its spot just makes it that little bit more difficult. But it's a chance. He's had a few frames
15.
that have been stolen from him in this session. Oh dear. And look where the yellow's going. Look where it's going!
15. Robin Hull.
I thought it was going to drop. But
Thank you. Quiet,
that
please.
was an opportunity. I know the brown was going to be difficult, but the yellow shouldn't have been. I'm not certain whether this yellow pots. I mean, if you're going to play a trick shot, you could hit the yellow almost full ball and double kiss it into the pocket. But it looks like he's coming off the top cushion. The yellow to go 27 points in front with 25 remaining. He missed it, has he? No, he's got it! So Robin Hull had his chance and he didn't take it. Just flicked the yellow. Not even bothering with the double.
Murphy, 2.
Just trying to keep it tight. Because Sean knows that this was a frame that he could have lost. And he'll be very pleased now to be a good favourite to win it. Although only one snooker needed.
5.
Oh, well, that will be the end of it.
5.
Everything moved. And the green's over the corner. Couldn't be getting much worse for Robin Hull, has to be said.
3.
Well, Sean took a bit of a chance on the last but one red when he played a slow drop into the corner pocket, but Robin Hull had to get good position, I think, throughout if he's going to clear up there, because he's obviously a little bit shaky, been 5-1 behind. The one
12.
thing that can take the pressure away is good positional play, and he didn't get it on that clearance.
$18.
The trick shot, I'm afraid, didn't work, but it doesn't really matter to Sean Murphy. He's 5 frames in front now, at 6 frames to 1.
And that was a fairly demoralising blow for the Finnish player because he did have a chance there, John, didn't he?
He's had a few in this match. I mean, he's lost a couple of frames in the first session he should have won, but then he's played off the pink, not quite come far enough for this yellow, but he's got the yellow with the rest here, and it's one of those, it's just off straight and you've got to screw it and come back, and he's just hit it so badly that he really didn't even get any work on the cue ball. And of course it went over the middle. Sean came off the top cushion, potted it, but chances he wouldn't miss in the cubicles qualifying.
And is that the pressure of the occasion and knowing the significance of going 6-1 down, obviously?
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to take these chances that he's presented with, and Sean Murphy now looks in a nice comfort zone. He's going to obviously be going for 8-1, virtually finish this match today. And
as a top player, you've inflicted such pain on many opponents before. When you get in this groove and you can see yourself going 5 and 6 ahead, the shreds of doubt, if there had been any in the first place, must sort of melt away.
Yeah, because obviously the first rounds can be a banana skin, and obviously he's past that stage now where he's completely relaxed. He knows he's virtually going to win the match now, and it's just how big a lead he takes into tomorrow.
Okay, well, this is the penultimate frame of the session. Back to Terry and John.
So Robin Hubbard's broke off and he's left this red to the corner. He's got to do a little bit of work with the cue ball. Good pot, but caught the red full ball. He may have thought he was going to catch that ball. Anything but full, the second red, and he would have been on the black, but catching it full took all the pace out of the cue ball. Well, is he taking this on? Surely not. Well, he was thinking of cutting it back into the right corner. It's a mighty fine one. Too fine. Playing safe, but he's got to try and cover this red on the left-hand side of the table here.
Sean Murphy, 1.
Well, I don't think he has. No. Robin can get through. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball, but the pot's tough, and nothing at the moment will seem easy to Robin. He's having an afternoon of the nearlies.
Yeah, it's just not happening. Just to give our viewers an idea what happens out there, the pockets seem to shrink a bit, and you don't feel any shot is easy, and you go down in your normal way, normal routine to try and pot the ball, but you got no feel in your body. That's what happens when you get pressure exerted onto you by your opponent. That's what Sean Murphy's done today. Wow. Oh, that was never in.
Sean Murphy, 1.
Now then, Robin. Clear-cut chance here. Pot this red. Pot the blacks, try and split the pack up and off to go.
1.
Perfect angle. What he's going to do now is refresh his thoughts, because he's having a hard old time out there, and think you're practicing.
Yeah, when you're playing this shot, you hit the black very thin. Well, he opened them up, but
8.
He didn't get into the heart of them. He hit the end red. That's why the cue ball's finished down in the balk area. Still got a pot on, but he's not close to a red. Nothing easy.
Well done, sir.
9.
I knew he'd be leaving a red on should he miss that, so took some courage to take that pot on there. They just click him into gear now. Certainly hasn't shown his best form in this match so far. I feel that he's
13.
got to win the next 2 frames to have a chance in the second session.
$20. 21. $28. 29.
To get over the winning line
36.
in this frame, he's going to have to bring those 4 reds just below the pink into play.
Yeah. 37.
Asking for the cue ball to be clean, wasn't happy with the contact he got there, but he's got a nice angle on the black. You could just roll it in and play for the red near the left-hand cushion. 35 points to lead. Pot the black. We're putting 42 points in front. Well, he did play for the red on the left-hand cushion. I'd rather have been near the cushion
44.
playing this rather than playing as he is, and he's left himself a little bit thinner on this red. I don't think he can just drop it in and all for the black in the opposite corner. No, he couldn't, so he's trying to go across the
45.
face of the black and under-hit it. But that, to me, was all brought about by not getting good on that red he's just played. Just under-hit it. You don't think he was trying to hold for the black in the opposite corner, do you, Terry?
I don't think so. I think he was trying to come the other side with, obviously, you know, the pink available as well if he didn't get a good angle on the black. But I think he put so much attention into the pot then because, like you said, he didn't get good position. Then he...
Well, he's going for this.
And he's got it.
And he's got it, and he needs to run a bit. Can he get past the blue? It's doubtful. It is doubtful.
52.
I think there's a little bit of... I should have been perfect on that black, so I'm going to take the chance, but I think the blue is stopping him getting to the red, to the left middle. And if it has, there's nothing else to go at. It's amazing, you play one loose positional shot, and it's sometimes very hard to get back to where you want it to be.
And safety is not easy either because that red that he can't get to. Can't take the normal path of the safety.
52. Robin Hull.
Oh, he did hit it. I thought he missed it for a minute. That's his highest break so far. I should give him a little lift, but only if he wins the frame. Taking this on. Wow. What a great long pot. Tremendous shot. He got an angle as well to split the reds off the blue. Not easy because the cue was quite close to the side cushion, so he's got to hit down into this.
And he's got to avoid the kiss on the pink. He's got to just miss the pink on the left-hand side as we look. But don't forget to pot the blue.
Sean Murphy, 1.
But they're never easy when you're digging down. as Terry said there. But it doesn't appear, as we watch that shot again, that he's left anything that easy. Difference is 49 with 67 remaining. Having missed the blue, he could quite easily have left an easy chance for Robin, but he hasn't.
Yeah, because Sean cut the blue a little bit too thin. He didn't get the split that he was trying for. But he's still fortunate. Won't leave anything.
To be any good, it's got to miss the green, and he just shaved past it. That's pretty good now. I think he may have even covered the path to the red in the middle. Well, maybe he's not. And the reason I say that is because Robin Hull, he's having a look at the potting angle, so maybe he can just get past the green for this red just below the pink spot. Well, he seemed to get a heavy contact, but it's gone in, and he's put his hand up and apologised to Sean. Why he would do that, I don't know. It sounded a bit heavy. Maybe it wouldn't have gone in it, but it wasn't for the heavy contact. No need to apologise.
No, there's definitely a kick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen a player apologise for a kick before.
No, that's a new one.
Yeah.
So 50 points the lead, and he can pot this yellow. In it goes. That now puts him 52 points in front, 59 remaining. He's looking for one more red. Maybe tempted by the double, but wasn't. Not a bad lead. The way the reds are.
If he does go on to win this frame, it will boost him, and he may be feeling a bit better going into the final frame of this first session. 6-3, be delighted. Very good, he's covered the 3 on this bottom cushion, so one have to be careful here. If he plays a safety off the edge here, he could get a double kiss, and you never know with him, he may take the pot on.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, because the thing is, even if he clipped this thin, odds are he'd run into pink or black. So he played the pot, and what a pot it was. And then that little flick on the black has helped as well. It's given him half a chance to pot the black and disturb these 3 reds near the top cushion. Great pot. Oh, he's pulled out some crackers today.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier on. His cue power is tremendous. He hardly hit that. Still kept the spin on. Now he's going to dislodge the reds. Well, it may be okay. He's straight into the centre. May take that one on.
Well, if he has got the red he's closest to, if it is straight to the middle pocket, then obviously he'll play it. If it isn't, he's still got the option of the red along the top cushion, but it's a tough one. But he's looking at the red to the middle. If he's landed plumb, couldn't be better. Doesn't have to do much to be on the black. Is it there? pace, any more pace and it wouldn't have been. Just caught the near jaw, but because it was slow, gravity took over. Well, this would really be a body blow for Robin Hull. Kissing that second red now has made the black only available into 16. The same pocket as he's playing this red, so this is a big shot now. Well, what a shot. What a shot. Another rip snorter from the magician. Well, this is amazing. It really is. I mean, Robin played a good safety shot, forced Sean into playing the pot.
24.
And now he's got to sit there and suffer once again. And the only problem ball, seems to me, is the pink.
Yes, if he does go on doing this frame, you'd have to say that Robin Hull has lost 3 frames he should have won. That's hard to accept, of course. When you're out there, it's you can't forgive yourself. You're up against an opponent who's knocking balls in from everywhere. Doesn't help a lot.
What makes this pink more difficult, of course, if the blue was on its spot, then, you know, you could think, well, Sean get a nice angle on the blue, but where the blue is,
57.
He's not certain to get the perfect angle. Now, brown to blue. This is key.
But once again, John, unless he's straight, you know, his cue power could come in to help him, because he can manipulate the cue ball anywhere. See hardly any angle here. And look at how much stun he gets out of that because of his cue action
46.
and the timing of his delivery.
Well, this would be one of the best clearances I've seen for a long time. It really would. He's usually very reliable with the rest. He needs the pink and black for an amazing turnaround in this frame. No. Well, it just shows
46.
you. Prior to that, he was 100% success rate with the rest. He'd have 10 out of 10.
It's gone safe, though.
Yes, but guess who's going to be snookered when he comes back to the table?
I'm sure he'd prefer to have the pink on the pocket, John. Robin Hull. But anyway. 2 cushion escape here, possibly. Push the pink back down past the middle pocket, down to towards the black cushion. That's the norm here. Got to judge it right. And he did. That's excellent. First class.
Yes, judged it well. Robin coming round, having a look to see if this... Well, it's cuttable. Is it worth going for? He only needs the pink. Well, it was one of them. You think if you hit it thin, he doesn't want to kiss the black. And he hasn't. If it had kissed the black, that could have held the cue ball for the pink. But a chance now for Sean to get the upper hand in this very important tactical battle. Most important thing, of course, get the pink safe. It's going to race this pink and it'll be a good snooker. Couldn't have played it better. Got a new favourite again. They've flip-flopped. Robin Hull favourite 1 minute, Sean Murphy favourite the next. Got to hit this, got to get it safe.
He's okay.
He's okay. Good hit.
just get the feeling, didn't he, when he hit the pink, he was going to leave it on. It's just the way things have gone for him today, but may get another chance, but not this shot. That's a very thin cut.
It's similar to the one he went for before. Will he be tempted again? We'll soon know if he comes round and has a look at the potting angle. He's coming round. Is it too thin? Is the safety the better option? His decision. Thought safety was the better option. Well, OK, he's got the pink safe, but he's not necessarily got a very good cue ball. But with him only needing the pink, pressure on this for Sean.
He's played it up and down and played it very well. Now, by playing it that way, he hasn't left an easy shot on for his opponent now to put him in trouble. If the pink would have been lower down towards the black on that side cushion, it would have been an easier safety shot. A clever shot from Sean.
Yes, he could come off the pink and try and get that cue ball back to the baulk cushion, but he needs a good length. Not soon he can get the pink safe. Well, he's playing the containing shot, but the only problem with that, you could find yourself in trouble next time you come to the table.
Well, we always say you've got to get the object ball safe, and that's what he chose. And I think he's under so much pressure. I think he's right. Because the other safety he would have played who went on the table could have gone wrong. It's a good shot from Sean again. He's played 3 very good safeties. He still hasn't got the opportunity to try and pot the pink.
Well, as you can see, there's just an edge of the pink. He can just get to the edge, but whether that helps him get the pink safe or not is another matter. Played it well. Good shot.
So good as he could have done from there.
Well, he's come round to have a look at the potting angle. Well, if he goes for the pink, he's going to have to play a lot of pace to get the cue ball up and down the table back for the black. Oh, tremendous. Now, where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going? On the black. It's on the black.
I think that's what you call an aggressive shot.
Amazing. What a frame, what a turnaround. He didn't get the great clearance that looked on, but Robin Hull, Robbie must be saddle shot. Robin, call for Batman.
Oh, John, you've been waiting to say that all afternoon, haven't you? Robin Hull, it was his joint best break of 52 in this match, and what a stunner from Sean Murphy there.
Incredible pink there, and also he made a break in that frame. The first long red, here we see it here. How well he struck this. I think I would put Sean Murphy and Neil Robertson, I think, the 2 most consistently best long potters in the game. They just make a very high percentage. It's just a shot of a player so confident.
This tells you a lot, as you say, Stephen, about his frame of mind coming into this crucible, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, he's one of the best cueists in the game. I allied to that 100% confidence that you're going to get them. I mean, he's going to be a dangerous proposition for anyone.
And so demoralising, having played one of your best frames, to have it nicked in that fashion.
Yeah, and had it in the catalogue, because there's 2 or 3 this afternoon he should have won as well. But as John Virgo said it great there, he said he's had an early afternoon. That's exactly what he's had. He's just jawed a few when he should have made clearances, and he's just missed a couple here, and he's just had one nicked off him. It's been a horrible afternoon for him, but really, the two balls, the 2 long pots in that game are frightening.
They are indeed, yeah, and it just shows you what kind of form he's in. They've got one more to play as we get into this. But can I just show you our fans of the day? Because we've been asking you to tweet your impressions and indeed your support for the players as we have since the start of the championship, and you've been really giving us some great stuff. So thank you very much. Do keep it going. These are our fans of the day. From left to right, this is Tahir Islam. This is a perfect rocket. I'm not sure which city this has been taken in, but Tahir, it's brilliant, and there's even a nose cone at the top. Fantastic. Then we have Kevin Ray, who recreates Dennis's winning moment in 1985, as you can see, complete with upside-down glasses. Amy Lee on the far right. And I'm not sure who this is that you've taken the picture of, Amy, but it is definitely wins the prize for the best use of props today, with the rocket right in the background. And at the bottom, we've got Anthony Dunstan. He's dressed as Elvis as the rocket. At least, Anthony, I think you're dressed as Elvis. This may, of course, be how you dress all the time. But it could be that you're caught in a trap. But that's the wonder of Anthony. And that's the best I could come up with. John, I'm sure you have plenty more. But this has given us a great deal of fun so far.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's brilliant.
The nose cone.
It's a little bit of innovation there.
Yes,
I'm very impressed with that.
We do like that. And I don't know who you would have you'd have done an impression of. Stephen, would you have anybody in mind?
No, don't do impressions.
Well, just probably one of Stephen Hendry. Any impressions of Stephen Hendry? All welcome. You can tweet them too.
Yeah, glum face.
Glum face is all right. I tell you what, Robin Hull must have his glum face on, because he is being certainly hoodwinked by this magician at the moment, and he's got it all to do with one more frame to play this afternoon.
Yes, and you feel he's got to win this one to have a semblance of a chance against Sean Murphy. Now, he's such a good long potter, Robin Hull, normally, but today he's lost that skill he had with the long potting and getting in and scoring heavy. It just hasn't happened for him. She's long pot 43%. That's extremely low. I mean, 70% with Sean Murphy is very high. I think we sometimes get carried away with long potting when the skill needed to pot a long ball is, makes things quite difficult when we're playing over distance, putting a lot of spin on, but 70% excellent.
8.
That's a surprising miss.
Sean Murphy, 8.
So the Crucible audience trying to give Robin Hull a little bit of encouragement as we see that, and he only just got the jaws.
1.
Just got into that just a fraction too much, but this is what happens.
4.
You don't get the table time, you get, well, losses like he did in the last frame, and like he's adding a few more this afternoon. And
5.
No, you just sort of can't help getting negative thoughts in your mind. There won't be many positive thoughts running through his head at the moment. But he should be playing the green and going into the cluster here. And he has done. Okay, not in the heart of him. He caught the pink. Needs to get the reds. And as always happened, and always been the way in this game. When you're playing well,
8.
you don't need a run of the ball, you get it. When you're struggling and need a bit of form, you never get any. Okay, he didn't get in the meat of the reds like he was hoping to. But there's nothing to carry on with here. Was he thinking of playing the double? It'd be very risky. But he'll be feeling very frustrated at the moment with Robin.
8. Robin Hull.
And another excellent long pot from Sean Murphy. And we were talking earlier on about the percentage, which was 71% now, but it's the quality of those those pots he's made as well, the long pots today. Oh, his second miss in this frame now. He's maybe just relax a little bit. He's you know, there's a lot of tension out there and the build-up to playing because he's obviously didn't have to qualify, so he's had quite a few weeks to think about the championship. And sometimes out there you can just lose that focus, mainly through tiredness.
Yes, and also I think winning that last frame, as Stephen Hendry said in the studio, he now feels as though he's won the match. And you come in there with your game face on, and all of a sudden you can just relax slightly. And this game will not allow you to relax. You need to be very precise with every shot you play.
6.
Well, this red obviously goes to the left middle, a little bit close to the cushion than he would like, but it's okay if he can roll it in whole for the pink. If he can't, it's a little bit more difficult. What you can see is having to dig in. This makes the red missable. He played it nicely and got a nice angle on the black. You would think he'd favour going into the reds here. Now, you're always just looking for one easy shot to
21.
keep it going. He's got a red to the far right corner, possible one to the far left corner, so not a gimme. But he played it nicely, and now he's got a very good chance to put his second frame on the scoreboard. This the last frame, of course, of this session. But every frame is important. As I say, you won't have many positive thoughts, but looking on the positive side, if he was to win this, then he can always think, well,
29.
tomorrow if I come out and win the first 4 frames, I'm right back in the match. You've got to try and get some positives in your head.
30.
So as good a chance as he's had.
$37. $38.
It's a bit better. He's living the cue nice there, smooth. Hasn't been doing that all through the session, but
43.
looks good here. He's made a break of 52, 47 and 39
44.
earlier on, and he lost the 3 frames. So he'll be looking to fill this off in this visit.
$50 points the lead now. So just a red and a colour required.
51. 52.
Playing for the blue and playing for it in the far left corner. I think he could have just rolled the red in and played for the blue in the middle. Then it'd have been unmissable. Then it would have been unmissable.
52. Robin Hull.
Amazing. So there you go. He's 51 points in front, but there's still 51 points remaining. Not another frame going to be snatched from under his nose, surely.
Anything can happen out there when your mind is not clear. If you're not peaceful on the shot.
Eight. Nine.
Of course, he can't win at this visit. He can only tie. He's glad of just having the chance. The yellow's going to be a big problem ball. It's just off the cushion. He's going to have to play it with pace to get up for the green.
16.
Needs a good angle on the black off this red.
17.
Just about got it. Now this is the tricky shot. The more pace you put into this, the more likelihood the yellow won't drop.
24.
Always tricky, those.
Sean Murphy, 24.
He didn't seem to give this shot too much attention. Went down at it pretty quickly. So you can still tie Sean Murphy 27, so it'd be handy if you can get a snooker here.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking maybe play off the yellow, try to get behind the blue, but I think the yellow will kiss into the brown if he tries that. So just putting it on one side, hoping to get the snooker with green or brown. Don't think he's quite done it.
And what Robin Hull doesn't want to do, of course, is bring that blue into play. He just needs the yellow to be safe. They took on the double. Don't blame him.
Yeah, and he was playing it as a shot for nothing. Of course, he only needs the yellow. So Sean once again trying to get the snooker with green or brown. And I think once again he's just missed out. Well, I think Robbie and Hull may have got the snooker here. Going to have to swerve, I think, to try and hit cushion first, but can he get the yellow safe? Did a pretty good job of that. Okay, that doesn't help. The black going near the top cushion.
Yes, if the balls stay where they are, of course, Sean Murphy, if he got a chance, I mean, blue to pink won't be easy, and pink to black. I mean, there's a lot to do here. Trying to get the yellow past the pink then, and snooker Robin Hull behind the pink, but didn't quite come off. At least he's brought the pink into play. Poor safety shot then. There's a big gap between green and brown. He should have got through, but as it turned out, Sean Murphy's got awkward queuing now. That's where he potted that with backspin. He had awkward queuing.
There's only one word for that, Terry. Audacious.
2.
It wasn't just the pot, with the spin he got on as well. It was incredible.
5.
Well, we don't do a shot of the championship anymore, but if we did, I think he'd have about 4 or 5 contenders in this match or this session. And he looks to have judged this absolutely inch
9.
perfect. Well, I said that and he just bounced the touch. But he can reach it. He can just about reach across.
Mustn't forget he can't win from this visit. He can only tie. He'll be a respotted black if he pots the 3 balls. And he didn't even
14.
try to hit that with power.
Well, from what happened so far, this straightforward pink into the corner. Good cueing needed here. It's just relentless. But a tough black.
20.
A tough black to force a respot. Oh, would you believe it?
20.
Would you believe it? And, well, Sean stays down. Cueing, you'll have to get out of the way because Robin wants to knock the black in to get his second frame on the board. Unbelievable. Well, we've seen some pops, we've seen some turnarounds in frames. I think it's only fair that Robin Hull has 2 frames on the scoreboard, but Sean Murphy there, audacious or what? And he takes an overnight lead of 5 frames over Finland's Robin Hull. He leads by 7 frames to 2.
Well, no wonder he puffs his cheeks out, that Robin Hull. He'll be absolutely delighted to get a second on the scoreboard there, but there were a couple of pots in that frame that we just had us say, what? Fantastic potting from Sean.
The yellow was phenomenal. The pink, he left himself in the blue, and a lot of players would have played the blue with a bit of pace to bring the cue ball closer to the pink. He's actually dropped it in and left himself so far. He's obviously that confident he's long potting, and he just slammed the pink in. I actually fancied him to miss the black in the end. It was a bit like the previous frame when he dished up and missed the pink, easy pink with the rest. It's like he's done all the hard work.
Your view of it, John?
I think he's playing on a pool table. Everyone else is playing on a snooker table. What was that like? I mean, the shot bridging over for the yellow is just a ridiculous shot. That is the shot of the championship. To cue like this over the ball, to get this amount of work on it and hit it that good, not to even hit a cushion when he screwed it back. Incredible.
What is the degree of difficulty of that shot in the snooker handbook?
Oh, that's a 10 out of 10 with pike. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you could be there. You could have some players that'd be there a week and you wouldn't be able to play that shot.
And the pink was pretty good as well.
Amazing, the control, because it's like a stun run through sort of thing, but the control to actually get perfect on the black, it was just.
I mean, watch this, by the way. This goes in and takes the stitches out of the pocket. Watch.
Absolutely
Right in the middle,
danger.
never looks like hitting a jaw.
Yeah.
Fantastic cueing.
Well, you got to say, after that thumping victory over Neil Robertson at the Masters, and it was 10-2, it was totally emphatic. I wonder how much confidence a victory of that magnitude and that significance would have given Sean in the build-up to the Crucible.
The belief, not only the result, but who it was against, one of the best players in the world. That's what gives you the huge confidence. And yeah, I mean, if he carries on like this, I mean, it's going to be great to see how far he can actually go. But it's just to have that inner belief that to leave yourself so far from that pink, knowing that you're going to pot that, is just incredible.
Do other players look at shots like that, and do the warning signs go off, or at least taking note of what's happening with a player like Sean?
Oh, they'll be having an eye on what he's playing like. But listen, let's not get carried away here. This is a first-round match.
Yeah.
There's 2 or 3 frames he could quite easily have lost today. He's got a 7-2 lead. It could have been a lot closer. There's a long way to go, and there's people in his section of the draw who can definitely play snooker.
And tomorrow is another day. Robin Hall might come out and play a blinder, absolutely. And they will be back on Thursday evening, tomorrow night, to finish that match off. But if you're just coming in, a quick reminder of what has been a pretty eventful day here at the Crucible. And earlier on today, Mark Williams has tweeted that he was in dreadful form from start to finish as he lost by 10 frames to 2 to his good friend Matthew Stevens, who made 2 centuries and now meets a certain rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan, in round 2 at the weekend. Because this morning at 10 o'clock it was Ronnie who came back against Craig Steadman, and he marched over the line in considerable comfort, considerably more anyway, because he was not wearing the tournament director's shoes today. He got over the line, had a good old chat with debutant Craig Steadman at 10 frames to 3, and Ronnie is through. And I should also tell you that this morning's other sessions saw Joe Perry take an 8 frames to 1 lead over Zhang Anda. And in fact, they'll come back this evening. Let's remind you of the order of play this evening. We've got Zhang Anda, who's got it all to do today against the world number 9. And they'll be playing to a finish. Whilst there's great anticipation ahead of Judd Trump's appearance, the 2011 runner-up, joint second favourite to land the first world title before play began. He is taking on Grimsby's Stuart Carrington, the 4th and last of this year's Crucible rookies to make their debut.
I don't think I'll ever sort of be that confident. I think if I won the world, I'd get back to that, but I'm a much better player than I was then. This year, you'll see sort of similar snooker as to what I played back then. I'm going to go for my shots and just enjoy myself like I did then. I think sometimes I try too hard and that's when I don't play well. Yeah, it's the biggest tournament by far. You sort of plan your whole season around this tournament. If you don't do well here, then it's sort of a bad season, but I've had the best season of my career so far, so going into this tournament, I'm very confident, and no matter what happens here, it's been a good season, so I'm probably a lot more relaxed than a lot of the other top players. My attitude's a lot better this year. When I go behind, I try a lot harder and try and get back into it. It's sort of a different mindset. When things don't go my way, I kind of look at things a little bit differently than before, so I think probably that's why I've got the results as well.
The ace, Judd Trump!
I've started to practice the things that I'm not good at, whereas before I just concentrate on the things that I am good at. Now I do work on my positional play and safety, and I think both of them are very underrated. That's probably a good thing, because people just go and thinking, oh, you can only break build, but I think my position and long potting, break build and safety is as good as anyone's.
What a brilliant shot. Stuart Carrington becomes the 2006 Junior Hot Black champion.
I grew up playing him, so I know quite a lot about him. I used to be quite friendly when we were juniors, and then he took a little bit longer to get through, so I'm really glad that he's got through now, and it's nice to see him coming up and down. He's a nice lad, so I expect him to go out and play well, and I just need to go out and play like I normally do. I'm still definitely not in my prime. I've still got a long way to go before that. I think I've still got a lot of learning, but yeah, I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I think my game's definitely good enough to win it. Hopefully a new Judd Trump with his name on the trophy.
And Stuart Carrington, as you heard, a 24-year-old, he's the latest in a long line of Grimsby players that include Ray Edmonds and Mike Hallett, Dean Reynolds and Sean Story, who've been very, very influential in snooker, and everybody wishes him well. In fact, he came through 3 very tough matches. Joe Walker, Peter Ebdon, former champion, he knocked out in qualifying, and Lee Hang 10-9 in a final frame decider to get to here to make his debut tonight against Judd Trump. First of all, what do you know about this young man, and what kind of occasion is it going to be against Judd Trump?
The only thing I know is he did take a little bit longer than some of the other players. He played in that junior pop black that we had here as well. Apparently, I spoke to someone from Judd's camp last night, he said when they played at junior level, I think Judd always seemed to have the upper hand. But of course, you know, he's obviously done well in qualifying, and he'll be thinking, well, you know, if he can cope with the occasion, I always think that's the first thing of the Crucible. He might play all right.
As for Judd Trump, he's the bookie's second favourite here, Stephen. And when you look back to 2011, got to the final there, he was playing that fearless, aggressive, flamboyant style. But by his own admission, it was at times reckless. How much better equipped is he now?
I think his game's improved loads over the last year or so. I think he's matured in his shot selection, but most important, as he said there, his cue ball control. I didn't think the last couple of years his cue ball control was good enough to last 17 days. If you keep getting out of position all the time, it's just, you're going to catch up in the end. Now it's improved a hell of a lot, and I actually think I fancy him for this tournament.
For the tournament, yeah. John?
I think the best thing about that interview, what he said there, was he's been working on what he's not good at. If you want to get better at anything, that's what you do. You don't just practice things you already like. You practice things you're not the best at, and you improve your percentage at them. And he's worked obviously on his positional play and other things he's looked at, and he will make himself a better player as he has. And the benchmark for me is when he's played Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's been getting there slowly, closer and closer and closer, and then he went over and actually beat him in the last one, so he's improving.
Yes, that was in the World Grand Prix in Llandudno, and you know, he's had 3 epic matches with Ronnie, obviously the Champion of Champions, the UK final, and then beating him, and he's come back at him every single time. And do you think that could be a turning point for him, knowing that he's got the measure of somebody like Ronnie?
Very much so. I remember the first time I beat Steve Davis in a major event or a long frame match, and that gave me a massive boost of confidence, knowing that I'd beaten him once, and I would beat him regularly after that. And I think it'll be the same thing with Judd. The fear factor's gone.
Real excitement about Judd Trump's appearance tonight, Judd.
Well, there is indeed, and a lot of people think he's going to be the champion of the world. He's got a long haul ahead of him, but he could do it.
OK, well, we're looking forward to that. That's all on the Red Button and online from 7 o'clock tonight. And thereafter, Jason Mohammed will be along with all the news and some of the best bits from this day 5 of the Betfred World Championship. And that'll be at around about 11:20 tonight after news night. So that's it on the day that the Rocket got through. So did Matthew Stevens. And there's so much more to look forward to. So thanks for your company this afternoon. I'll catch you again tomorrow. From all of us here, bye for now.